Well, I just think essential oils are very empowering
Yeah.
for people because they can kind of take charge of their health. You can research how you can support various body systems.
Why essential oils for wellness? It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 11. Welcome to Hunt for Wellness, episode number 11. I am John Hunt, and you are?
Kristi Hunt.
Yes, we're still the same that we've been for 11 episodes, right?
Yeah.
And again, we want to remind you that if you are listening to this episode and you found it in a podcast app, make sure you subscribe to it because then you'll get notifications right away. If you're watching this, say, on YouTube, you can also press the little subscribe and the little bell, and you'll get notifications when new episodes come out every week, typically on Thursdays, unless there's like a holiday or something, our schedule gets messed up, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Okay. Well, today's show, why essential oils for wellness? Of course, Kristi, you're with essentialoils411.com, which deals in essential oil products, primarily from Young Living. Right?
Yes.
We are both brand partners. A little disclaimer there for Young Living because we really believe in the products.
Yes.
And they have hundreds of products that are either essential oils in and of themselves or in essential oils infused. So they're part of the product, right? But let's back up and not necessarily talk, products specifically right now. We're talking about the concept of essential oils because a lot of people don't even know what an essential oil is. So maybe we should start right at the very beginning. For those of you who already know, just hang on a second. We'll get more into the why. But what are essential oils?
So essential oils are the immune system of the plant. They're concentrated aromatics. So herbs that have been distilled.
Yes.
Put through the distillation process, and then when it comes out of the distillery, there is a part that looks like the cream and the milk. The cream is the essential oils. The milk is the floral water.
Floral water. And a lot of, we've talked about this before on some of our other episodes, that floral water really is what some people sell as essential oil, don't they?
Right. Yes.
And that's why you can find, a bottle of lavender for, $1 at the gas station.
$5.
Yeah, or whatever it is, because, it's not a pure essential oil. I suppose will we talk a little bit about purity at all? Is that
yes.
In the game plan for today's show?
Yes.
Okay, so, and I love that term, the immune system of the plant, because, plants are out there in nature. Right? Mm-hmm. They're prone to disease just like we're prone to disease.
Right.
And this kind of helps them fight it all off. Right?
So plants are vital for our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs plants to live. Even if they only ate meat, those animals that they ate plants.
Right.
So we must eat plants to live. Plants have the nutrients that we need for our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So essential oils are concentrated plants.
Yeah, I suppose if you think about the distillation, they take like huge, big batches of whatever the thing is that may say lavender.
Right.
They put it in this distiller. There's a special distillation process, but it comes out liquid.
Right.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And I was talking to somebody else about when they switched from a different kind of essential oils to Young Living essential oils. They said, Young Living essential oils have colors, because they're the color of the plant.
Yeah.
So some are green and blue and pinkish and, yes, some are clear too.
Right. And we talk about, I think almost every episode we reference essential oils because, this episode is about why essential oils for wellness, because we're talking about our wellness journey.
Yes.
And we don't want to do wellness in a non-natural or chemically toxic way.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons essential oils are so great, right? Because they're not
Yes.
toxic and they're not, chemicals.
Exactly. I wanted to use essential oils because I didn't want to use other things like the medications.
Yeah.
I'm super natural. I always have been, although I haven't always done everything right or naturally. But I wanted to because essential oils or plants have no side effects.
Yeah.
They're a whole plant.
Yeah.
A whole product, and the way God made it, they balance the constituents in them, balance each other out, so you don't get side effects from them, and they just really support the body.
Yeah. Well, it seems like essential oils too have been around for thousands of years. Modern medicine's maybe a few hundred years old. I mean, and so one question that I always get asked is like, well, why don't the drug companies use essential oils to, instead of drugs?
Yeah, because you can't patent a natural product.
You can't patent a plant, huh?
Right. So they can't have the say on one plant. No one can say, I've got the plant.
Right. Okay. Anything else
plant.
about what essential oils are, just so we can, it's typically liquid. Is there ever anything that's an essential oil that's not liquid?
I don't think so, because, there are resins. Well, like there's frankincense resin, but then they make it into an oil.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
And Young Living has hundreds and hundreds of different oils for different usage, and
right.
So, okay, I think we have a pretty good picture of what an essential oil is. What's the next consideration for wellness? Because again, these are nice. They're plants.
So why use essential oils? First of all, it's natural.
Yes, we love that.
Right. And secondly, it's really simple to use.
Yeah.
You just take one drop of lavender on your skin can soothe your skin.
Yeah.
One drop of peppermint in your water can just totally help your digestive system feel better and soothe away indigestion.
Yeah.
You can diffuse a few drops of peace and calming, and everybody in the room feels more calm.
Yeah.
The kids, the parents.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
It's interesting, too. I know sometimes if we run out of a particular oil, but we keep the bottles. Because even if there's like no oil in the bottle, you can still open it up sometimes and
yeah, you can always smell it.
You can always smell it. You always breathe it in, and that makes it go on forever. I mean, I don't know how long you can smell it, but that's another great use. So that aromatic, and we have a whole episode on how to diffuse and why to diffuse. So check that out. We'll have this all linked in the show notes as well over at Hunt4Wellness.com. But so diffusing. So we talked about putting it on your skin. We talked about inhaling it, and then how about can you take them inside?
Yes, you can take essential oils internally. Young Living's, certain ones, they call them the vitality oils.
Okay.
They identify them by a white label. Not every oil can you take internally,
or would want to.
Right, just like not every plant do you take internally.
Yeah.
Like you don't drink your poinsettias.
Yeah.
Or eat them.
Doesn't that taste like eggnog or something?
No.
No. Okay.
So not everything should be taken internally.
Yeah. And again, I think I'm referencing a lot of our we're only on episode 11, but I believe episode number 8 talks about health at the cellular level.
Yeah.
And we talk in that episode why cellular health is so important, but how you put it on your skin somewhere or on the place that's maybe hurting or whatever, and it gets into your system right away.
Yes.
The speed of it is a big factor, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've got a deep relief blend or Panaway that really helps with discomfort, muscle aches and pains. You can rub it on and it feels better.
Yes. And there's another product, it's not an oil, which is Cool Azul. Pain cream, and that is phenomenal. And that's got essential oils in it, but it's not an oil. It's more of like a cream.
A cream.
Yeah. So, again, using essential oils, but maybe in a little bit different way.
I think one thing we need to talk about is the quality of the essential oil, because that's really what sets different companies apart.
Yeah.
And I started using several brands of essential oils that I just purchased at the grocery store, the natural health food store.
Yeah.
I really didn't know anything. I was exploring. I got some reference books. I was studying. I really wanted to support my family's health. And the oils were not doing what the book said. They do a little bit, but they were not doing everything that the book said. So I talked to a friend of mine. She's like, oh my gosh, you've got to use my oils that are really strong. They're Young Living.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I need. I need strong oils.
Yeah. And they're really concentrated, right? I mean,
Yes.
again, when you talk about the idea of using just one drop,
Yes.
I mean, out of this little bottle, I mean, that can last a long time, too.
Right. But you don't want to use one drop of an essential oil with pesticides in it or herbicides. That's concentrated poisons in your essential oil. It'd be better not to use that essential oil.
Yeah.
And so often solvents are used to extract the oil. So solvents are not good for you.
Yeah. Who wants to put that in their
So
system?
then you've got solvents going into you as well, because when you put it on your skin, it absorbs into your body within 30 seconds.
Right.
So it's in your bloodstream in measurable amounts in 30 seconds.
Yeah. Again, we're brand partners for Young Living. This is sold not through stores, but they can come over either to essentialoils411.com and connect with you. Yeah. Or if you want to go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, we talk about this in every show. We have a free 15-minute discovery call. We talk about your health goals and maybe can point you in a direction of something that might be helpful. So check that out over at Hunt4Wellness.com. There's a little blue connect button. It's pretty easy to figure out. But if you don't know where to start or which oil, because there's hundreds of them, and each oil kind of has a different use, right?
Multiple uses.
Multiple uses, yeah. Especially like frankincense, right? Isn't that one got 1,000 uses or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Anything else on that, though, the why? Because, I mean, that's really the crux of what we're trying to get to here today.
Well, just regarding purity with Young Living is they farm their own plants, plus they have some partner farms that must also abide by their seed to seal promise, which means it is organic, it is beyond organic, sustainably farmed. They're aiming to be at zero waste in a few years, completely on all the farms and administratively, but they look to start farms on places that have never had herbicides or pesticides. They test. So they do this whole natural way of growing the plants, and then they harvest it, distill it according to research, and then they test every single batch of essential oil, 24 different tests. And there's third-party testing as well as Young Living tests it. If it doesn't pass, it is not sold, because they don't want any herbicides, any pesticides, any heavy metals, nothing in there that's going to cause health problems.
Yes, right.
And that is not so. Yeah. I don't know any other company that does that. They don't. I don't think there is. And you can visit the farms.
Yes, we visited the farm, and I recall them talking about how they even reuse some of the irrigation water.
They use the floral water.
The floral water,
to water the plants.
To water the plants. So that's a great sustainability thing as well.
Yes.
So great. What else do we need to talk about as far as why essential oils for your wellness? Because, we're trying to make a case here for people that say, hey, you know what? I just like this drug, or I like this thing, and they're not natural. How about even something like Portability? I mean, those little teeny bottles of oil, I know you can maybe tell us about how you travel, because don't you have at least 3 or 4 different ones in your purse?
Absolutely. I have a lot of oils with me wherever I go.
What's the basic on-the-go oil kit?
Lavender, peppermint, Valor, Digize, Deep Relief, or Panaway.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times we have been out and we run into literally complete strangers, and you're pulling the peppermint out because there's can't breathe or sniffling or whatever it is, and wow, that really opens up the airwaves, and I appreciate that. And the other thing that I appreciated about the essential oils are how they can help you change your mood or emotions. Now, we did do another show. Gosh, it sounds like a promo for all our other shows, but we did, I think it was number 2, the emotions with essential oils. But how, like, if you're at work and you have a stressful day, like I've had many times, what I like doing is taking, there's the blend called Stress Away. Either you can do it the roll on and put it on your temples, or you can just inhale it in. And after I do that, it just calms me down. I'm more peaceful. I've got a better outlook on whatever the terrible situation at work was. But that's one that I think is a real big go-to for me.
Yeah. How
about you? Are there some oils that are just kind of your go-to for your wellness?
Yes, Valor. I love Valor. It's my favorite. It's what the ancient Romans used to soak in their bathhouses before they went out for war.
Wow.
To give them courage. And so it's really an oil to combat fear.
Yeah.
It brings balance to the body and the emotions.
Yeah. And you literally, I know sometimes you hear us talking about this and you're going to say, that sounds a little, you just have to try it. It's pretty amazing the way it works and how quickly it works.
Yes. There is some science behind it.
Yeah.
So there are many constituents in an essential oil. There's about 14 categories of essential oil constituents.
Oh, okay. What's the definition of a constituent? That's a big word.
So these are carbon links,
okay.
Long chains of carbon and hydrogen
This
atoms.
is for all you researchers out there who want all the details.
Yes. And so onto those carbon and hydrogen atoms is also added other chains like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, and other carbon atoms. So then the constituents are the alkanes, phenols, monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, and other terpenes, alcohols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, esters, oxides, lactones, coumarins, and furanoids.
And if you're still with us and you can pronounce those words, you get a prize. You know what I like? I'll just, I don't know what, I know in Ningxia Red, which is the drink, which is infused with essential oils. It's not an oil itself, but it's got essential oils in it. All I know is that when I get up in the morning, I'm a little groggy. I always pretty much work out right away. So I literally take my 1 ounce, my little shot glass of Ningxia Red, and usually within 10 minutes on the drive to the gym, I am charged up and ready to work out. And it's amazing because you know how you wake up and you go, oh, I don't really want to work out. And you take this shot and, it's not like in 1 second. But you go do other things, you grab your coat or whatever, your keys, and you're driving your car and you go, boy, I am ready to work out. It's great. So I love the kind of, here's the results you get. I just trust. I know Ningxia Red, when they talk about it's got high antioxidants in it too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's really, really good for you. I know that. It's really good for you too. That's all I need to know. But it's nice to know that inside those products there's some great things. So how else have essential oils maybe made a difference for you?
Well, a lot of difference. I mean, we started using essential oils about 10 years ago, and we've used them every day since, literally every day, single day. Well, I use Valor for balancing. I just need that oil. So I use that every day. That's really helped us. Just some examples are, I made tea. I love to drink tea. And so I heated up my tea kettle and was quickly pouring it and touched my skin on the wrist to the tea kettle that had just boiled.
Oh.
And so obviously hurt. Ran it under cold water, but I was going to a meeting, so I needed to get out of the house. And so ran it under cold water and then just put some lavender on it. It eased the discomfort, and then hopped in the car, drove there. I'm like, oh dear, it's hurting again. So I put more lavender on it, and it'd take the pain away, the sting out. And then about every 15 minutes for about an hour and a half, I needed to put lavender on.
Yeah.
And so I did. Then I think I put it on like that night. It resolved. There was no scar. My body
no
just
blisters.
my body just healed right up.
Yeah.
You had kind of a similar
I
experience.
had a same experience, and usually after you burn a finger or something, you get a blister. There's no blister.
Yeah. And
it's pretty amazing.
I remember we were at someone else's house, and you touched their coffee pot.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had like a cold water bottle, holding it on your finger for like the 45-minute drive home.
Yeah.
We got home. We're kind of new to oils at that point. I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't you try lavender on it? Do you remember what you said?
No.
Okay.
No, of course not.
You put the lavender on. You're like, oh my gosh, instant pain relief.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt at all anymore.
Yeah.
And it was like the last hour.
Yeah.
You'd been quite uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah. So I do know lavender works differently for different people too. So that's maybe not a universal story, but that's my story.
Yeah.
And your
And
story.
my story.
And but it's a great place to start. And lavender is one of those. Again, if you're interested in finding out like how to get started with essential oils, and maybe want like a basic kit or some, like what are the 5 top ones that you'd want to work with that can cover a lot of different common issues, just head over to Hunt4Wellness.com and get that free 15-minute discovery call. We could talk about where you are in life, what your health goals are, and there's usually a plan that will work for you.
Yeah.
That's what we've talked about. We also did episode number 4 on easy ways to set health goals if for some reason you don't have health goals. But hopefully if you're participating in this show, you want to do better in health. Health and wellness is important to you. And so I think that's what's important, to have a plan that's doable. Sometimes people they jump in and it's too hard and they quit, or, and like last week's show, which was on what happens when your health fails you, your wellness, when your wellness plan maybe didn't go the way you wanted it to. So I think now I've pretty much promoted almost every episode we've done in the 10. You can always go over to hunt4wellness.com/podcast and see all of our past episodes. So maybe binge watch them or listen to them. Or you can, again, if you have that podcast app on your phone, it's that little, like on the iPhone, it's that little purple one. Just do a search for Hunt4Wellness, all one word. It should pull it up.
With the number 4.
Yeah, with the number 4. Yep. And then just click the plus or follow button, and then you'll get notified every week when the show comes out.
Good.
All right. Anything else to wrap up the show with?
Well, I just think essential oils are very empowering for people, because they can kind of take charge of their health. You can research how you can support various body systems with it. You can carry these oils with you, use them whenever you want, support your health. We've seen major changes in our health.
Yes, absolutely.
Just supporting very minor things before they get big, and keeping ourselves well.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yep.
And our kids, it's been really awesome.
Yeah. And I guess I never promoted the show on respiratory systems and supporting those. That's another episode. But yeah, essential oils are a journey. They are a journey for us. We've been doing it over 10 years. There are so many products. There's still a bunch that we haven't investigated, but you can look at nutrition. You can look at home cleaning. Oh, I guess that was the cleaning show that we did. But there's a lot of different uses and a lot of different products. But, again, the important thing is to start. So we encourage you to come over to hunt4wellness.com and just connect with that free discovery call. It can be done by phone, by Zoom, by whatever method you want. And then your journey can start heading in a good direction.
Yeah.
Great. And then come back next time for episode number 12, and I can't promote it yet because I don't know what it is. But you will when you come back next time on Hunt for Wellness.